Whoa! It's Wulzy. Welcome back to the Extreme Demon Building series. Last time was a huge success in my eyes. Really hope you guys enjoy. This is We Go Again by Wulzy. So far, we have a nice red, purpley blue color scheme with some dark moving blocks. I think these are so awesome. I realized last time I literally forgot to use one of my little designs on the floor, which is this one. So just as a little warm up for this video, I'm going to go ahead and replace some of the objects that I made last time with these ones. I think this was literally one of the coolest designs that I made. So I'm just going to kick out some of the other ones, specifically these bricks, because I used them a lot for the mini blocks. In fact, these mini blocks only have this block as their design. So yeah, I'm just gonna slap this thing down here and there and we shall get to building pretty soon. We gotta make the spikes work with everything else. I have a pretty good idea of how I'm gonna do that. But first, I think I'm gonna add some little underlay blocks that are gonna go underneath. That is what an underlay is, Wulzy. Well done. It's actually so satisfying once you've started designing something with a lot of different layers, just going through each layer in the editor. It's just the best feeling ever, especially if it went well. The bottom layer of this block, I don't know what it is because I linked everything together and it has multiple layers. Let's see. This glow is B3 and 1. Awesome. We should still have the entirety of B4 to use, but I'm still gonna try and just get away with using the bottom of B3. We can just go with like -5 or something for now. If I just do the same thing where I duck the brightness and increase the brightness on each side, we can get ourselves a dark little block that should slot underneath the other structures. Should probably make that a little bit less bright on the detail. Make it pretty much black. I'm gonna make this thing large and I'm gonna put some, what you call these cog details underneath. Background blending. This is why I wanted to use B3, because blending, it just pushes everything on it to the very bottom of the layer it's on. So now if I want to put saw blades, I can just put them in a little overlap here. Maybe I'll make some brighter than others. I'm going to control their rotation speeds as well, just with custom numbers in here. Shouldn't be going too quick, really. Let's just make it maximum 45. This thing is too bright. Trying to create a cool little block here that I should be able to link and just put underneath the structures. I think that's going to look really cool. Thing looks fine to me. It doesn't have any movements put on it, but we can change that. We just go group number 35 and I set the leftmost object to be the area parent. We can set up like another area move. What am I doing here? Yes, area parent on this object. Make sure this thing is linked. Go into the area move, change it to 36 instead of 34. Wait, is it 35? It's 35. Dude, I'm forgetting numbers all the time, man. Let's just do like a complete opposite movement, except it's probably going to move a bit less. So these objects should move a bit differently and just kind of have a bit of a vibe going with them. It's not really noticeable because they aren't underlay. Underlay, underlay, underlay. I love my copy-paste sound effect, man. It's so good. I wonder if I can just warp it like this to create a tall brick. I don't see why not. And then we can create a pillar, but I don't know. I don't really know if I like that idea. I think I'd rather just lock the aspect ratio and just build it down like this. I mean, sure, we can just stack it right there. I think that's fine, to be honest. I'm considering with a color change on the front brick, maybe using this on top of the blocks, but I don't actually know how this is going to work or whether I'm going to keep it. So I think this thing could look pretty good. I need to make sure it's linked whenever I'm copy pasting. Otherwise, the saws aren't going to come with me. Like, I think that is pretty cool looking. I'm not going to lie. Let's just focus on getting this into the level, I think. We're going to mass use it for a little while with different shapes. That thing is different. I could do a version with a smaller top side. Just trying to add some variance before I copy paste this like crazy. Let's just use the first one for now. Doesn't have to be like perfect, except it does look kind of weird when we have objects that drop down. So maybe not. Oh, we can just collectively size these. Okay, well, yeah, that looks great. Dude, if this is sight readable, that's such a win. I think it is, you know. I don't know. Is it? Is that sight readable? It just looks like a big block. I don't know. Is there a slight color tweak I can do just to make them look a little bit nicer on the eyes? I can't exactly hue them because of how I've made the colors with the big blending gradient over the top. Now, making them brighter just makes them stand out more, I think. We really don't want that. These have to be like super subtle. My main thoughts are making them similarly colored to the background is going to help them kind of blend in with everything. I say we just do it and see what happens. I'm starting to become the kind of person where if something works first try, I'm seeing it as a sign that I have to use it. And this could get scrapped for sure, but I have a lot of hope that this is going to be usable. Okay, I'm gonna do an upside down version just by turning off link controls and just flipping these blocks over one by one. Just like this before I take the whole thing and flip it over. Just so the shine is the correct way. And I can put these blocks on the ceilings. Yeah. Okay, before I save and play, let's just take a look. I actually think this might be becoming, dude, that's hard to say. It might be becoming too difficult to see, which is a real shame because I love the way that this looks. But with those outlines on the blocks being so dark, yeah, it's hard to tell where the outlines of these blocks are. It's such a shame, dude. I'm just gonna go through and take out the ones that make it hard to tell where you're going. This one specifically, this has to go. This just doesn't make sense as a structure. A lot of the blocks actually do look decent. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep a lot of them. That one is terrible. Get rid of it. It should be giving you a better look at how these blocks are moving, by the way. Everything else actually works. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it. We just have to make sure that with these area effects that are on the main blocks, we're using them for the other ones too. So we need an area rotate for that group number 35, which I want to be on less of a length here. I also want an area scale for that group as well. It's going to make them go much smaller and again, just have a shorter length. And I'm just going to make sure I add that number on the second page. So now these should be rotating into place. This makes it a lot more bearable, I think. It makes them consume less of the block itself because most of its time spent on screen is just transitioning in. Okay, we need to add one like right after the ship section because this now looks empty. I can't believe that this block adds so much, but it does. It really does. Wait, the lighting on these blocks are inconsistent. How did I not notice that? What? Some of these blocks have the brightness set like way higher. Set the detail to constantly be that 0.1. It's gonna make the bricks pop out a bit more. Oh no. Oh no. That was the worst thing I could have done because you can't undo a color change. Oh gosh. Okay, we're gonna have to be consistent here. This looks fine. Okay, we're good. We need to add a little bit more detail around the edges and we need to put the spikes in the design as well. They should be flashy, I'm not gonna lie. Do we use particles for this? No, I think we use just the regular pulsing triangles here. I'm gonna double check my layering in this level. I set all of the particles inside the blocks, like right here, to be on T1 for some reason. I gotta make sure that they're all like layered nice and concisely because yeah. Putting them on B3 puts them behind the block, B2 puts them on top. I can deal with that. Just trying to figure out what layer these triangles are gonna be on. I think B2 is a good shout. And then I set a bunch of triangles to the side, which are gonna be background blending on B1. They're going to be turned up in their brightness and they're going to like rotate, I think. We don't want to move them too far off the main spike line though. I think this should work for a spike, but just to be safe, I'm going to put down a invisible spike as well. That's going to be on B1, I think. Nope, that did not show up at all. Or maybe I just need to crank the brightness. Yep. Okay, so we have the shiny spike in with a bunch of pulsing spikes on top. Should be able to make a flat version just by warping them all inwards like this. Let's just make it fit the shape. We should just be using the invisible spike here. Let me just copy the values on that, paste onto the flat, and then just slide this in. Boom. I'm gonna test these just by using the ship corridor because it has a bunch of both. Just delete these ones, slap these spikes in. Okay, these look good in the editor, but I don't know what they're gonna look like in game, I'm not gonna lie. There's only one way to find out, bro. Save and play. I probably should have saved and exited before I went in, just in case some of the stuff crashed, but... Okay, this is actually building up to be something quite cool. I like the spikes. They don't actually show up that much. I wish that the triangles were a little bit bigger, so I might scale them up a little bit because they don't look as menacing as the regular spikes. You see? Because they're bouncing, I'm just gonna nab the triangles on color channel number 5 out of this whole thing. Just scale up. Just delete all the rest. Copy paste. We can just do the same with the other ones. Nice. Now I want to make them have a custom movement on. These ones are actually going to be super simple. I'm going to make them to the side. They're going to use one area move. I'm still using this color filter. Oh my gosh. We're going to put 36 on it. That's 35. 36. Boom. X-axis. They're going to move down from the sky. 120 length, ease it out. And they're also going to fade with that exact same length onto the screen. Boom. Okay. I think I'm going to slightly vary the length and the offset just so they fade on at different times. Same with the movement. I don't know. I just think it makes sense here. My chair be squeaking a lot lately. Sorry if you hear it in the recording. Okay, here we go. That looks so sick. The fade should be much shorter, I think, and the movement should be less, but we have something going for sure. Let's make that fade go down by like, a lot. We should be able to see them coming, but I think they just looked really awkward when they were overlapping with the blocks. But this has so much potential, dude. Oh my gosh. Dude, I cooked. Trying to move these spikes away from editor layer number 3 and onto something like 8, just so I can go through and delete a spike or hide it or whatever and still have the spike on the other layer, just separate. This thing's actually gonna look so menacing. I'm so excited. Okay, I think I got all the spikes. I'm just gonna make sure that I set them all to invisible. Not the slopes, just the spikes, bro. Oh, these spikes look so good in the editor. Please work in game. I actually beg. This would make the structures look so good if the spikes actually worked the way I wanted them to. Okay, I'm missing an object in them. Am I tweaking? Is there something missing? They don't entirely stand out for some reason. That's odd. Okay, well, they don't all have group number 36, which is really odd. They look good in the editor. It's something to do with the invisible spike, I think. It's just not looking good in game. I'm just going to select all of the invisible spikes themselves and give them a different group to 36. I think it's because of the area fade. I think it's messing with it, to be honest. So I'm just going to give it 37. Copy paste it a few times. Copy paste. Dude, I'm never gonna get over that sound effect, man. Oh my gosh, I hope it doesn't get annoying in videos. Okay, so I want these to move into place from a random angle, I think. They're just not getting enough, like, oomph to them. You see how they're kind of forming now? Yeah, that should look better, I think. I'm sure the area fade effect was, like, messing with them or something. Let's see these in normal mode. Okay, you can see them a bit better now. They just look so wrong. I don't know what it is. The spikes just aren't spiking. Maybe it's just me. There's one more thing I can do. If I can just pick out the bottom layer of the spike, I think it's actually just this. I want to take that object specifically. Whoa, okay, well that was stupid. This is color channel what? 9. Okay, let's select number 9 out of these spikes. We can give them group number 38. Dude, I'm adding too many area effects. I'm sorry. It's just the most comfortable way to create, I think, and just get your ideas out. I want to put a scale on them. Let's put group number 38. We're going to make the player the center again. As I'm getting there, I want them to get a bit larger, like 1.25 their regular size. We can just do that on like 100. Make sure this is touch triggered. Swap it to be a bit larger. And then I want to add a tint to them, which is going to make them go to white. So let's just pick out a color here. Number 1. Number 1 can be the target here. And since it's fading from black to white, underneath this giant gradient, which is tinting the entire level, it should go pink as it's going through. I can't entirely guarantee that, but hey, we're going to try our best to make this work, aren't we? So 38. As we're getting there, this is going to start the effect. That's the difference between these two little buttons. This is as we're getting there, it stops. This one on the tint is as we're getting there, it starts. And now the spikes, okay, they're getting extremely bright. Maybe not full tint. I think that's wrong. Full tint is just not the move here. 75%. Remember that pulsing triangle is getting bigger. Okay, these are looking more like spikes. They're just kind of losing their identity as like this cool pink crust that I put on them. But I think it's actually working pretty well. The idea is for it to look good. So I think we succeeded, right? The real test is going to be playing this without ignore damage. I don't think I've done this in like actual days. What? Okay, so my level doesn't work if you're not no-clipping. That's awesome. Shout out to the people that were probably screaming at me to fix this structure that literally just does not work. I'm beginning to think that this thing is just not sight-readable in the slightest. So I'm going to go into the area moves and just increase the lengths by like a long shot. And I mean a long shot because I just feel like it needs more sight in front. And the best thing to do is to just prolong every effect that is on the blocks completely. The area tint can probably stay low because that doesn't really affect anything. I just want this to be less movement based, if that makes sense. I think that's better. It just looks a lot smoother on the eyes and you can tell what's happening. I'm gonna boost these two at the bottom. I can't even remember what these are for anymore. I'm not gonna lie, but still, let's just play in normal mode. This should be so much smoother and everything should move less overall. And yeah, you can tell already, like, this is just so much nicer. Okay, it's actually a brand new day when I'm recording this, and I think the next step is to add some orb decoration and then maybe connect some of it to the saw blades. I'm trying to set up a radius effect right now. I think it actually looks cooler when it's just sat on its own in the center, where these objects are just fading on and off and just getting bigger in their lifetime with the same spin on their rotation like this. The variance doesn't look good there, so I'm going to turn that off. But if I just set this thing to an object color real quick, I can probably just use this background blending that I've been using the whole time. Maybe just with a brighter secondary so it goes brighter during its lifetime. I bet I can place this on top of some orbs and stuff. Not on top of it, but like, you know, on that area. I might have to put some glow behind each orb if I want to use that. But yeah, I feel like I always use glow behind orbs. So I think, oh, I always use circles too. I think some other kind of shape would work better. Oh, I've already used triangles for the spikes though. Star objects, perhaps? Let's put these on B3 and black. They should still get tinted. I don't know if I like this. It just feels too odd with the shape that's behind it. It's also not big enough. I feel like it's going to be really inconsistent to use a pulsing object because the particle is going to show up super bright sometimes and then get covered up other times. So I'm really scared. I could always just decoration match using this kind of object here, which is always going to stay the same shape and size, except I can put a circle inside it just to make sure that this orb is always visible like this. Yeah, so this is fine. This looks good. Like, this is great for a piece of orb decoration, but I'll probably make a slightly altered version for portals just so it doesn't get too copy-pasty because Extreme Demons have a lot of orbs. Oh, the layering is a little bit broken here. The bricks are overlaying that circle, but it actually is not a problem. It actually gives the bricks more room to stand out. Oh no, that is quite an ugly block. Okay, may just leave that one and figure something out there because that's kind of weird. Realized I could always just do a small one. But yeah. Okay, this looks good. I'm a fan. I don't like how they're all the same size, though. I probably should have varied that. Or, if I want to be more Wulzy pilled, I guess you could say. Guess we could just use another one of these. I'm gonna make this high detail. We really don't need that many area scales for people that don't have, like, amazing devices. I want to scale this down as we're passing them. Actually, let's leave this on 1. Oh no, we put it on 0.8. I was gonna say, I want to vary the size that they go down to. But if I do it as a 0.8 base and then have plus or minus 0.2, it's gonna be between 1 and 0.6. And I've made that touch triggered. And it's as we're getting there, they're getting smaller. So what I'm expecting is that some of these look slightly different per orb. Whoa! The X and Y aren't in like perfect synergy with each other, so some of them are going skinny. I don't know if I like that. Like, look at this one. You can tell it's wide, but it's also not the worst thing in the world. Okay, so for subtle variations, let's copy the value and we can put it on some other kind of object that's very similar but different enough. This one, probably. Let's just stretch that out a little bit so it matches the portal shape. Then we can increase the brightness like this. And I think I just make this object glow in the back. Let's just use B4, blending background glow. Oh, that is terrible. We have to increase the brightness for sure. Oh, this is really rough. Look at the way this object looks. It doesn't look right because it has a circle in the middle, which is where the glow is. And then the outer ring is just so dark. So this thing looks super ugly at the edge. That looks so weird. It doesn't look real. I guess we could do a center shine if we just copy paste, scale down, and put this on B2. So it's above that object. Whoa, bro, come on. B3. Yeah, so why is this glow not like... What? This should be going over the top. Oh, it is. It's just not that bright. But that looks kind of terrible. These don't match each other. Now this thing has to go back to being dark, I feel like. Oh no, this looks terrible. Unless I do the same circle thing in the center. I mean, why not? If I just scale that down and then paste the state. Yeah. I mean, it's not the best, it's not the worst. I mean, I could always use some other detail next to it. So if I take this little lava trail and I just scale it up to match the top, I guess we could use that just to bring the portals down somewhere. Like, I don't know. I think it could be used for some cool line decoration. Like, I'll just link that and then rotate it in. Do something similar to those wavy lines, except some of these are going to be smaller, I think. It's going to be like pointing inwards. Yes, but no, because the more jagged edges should be facing opposite ways, I think. I mean, sure, but I feel like it's too many angles. Like, if you just look at this freeze frame, we have an angle there, an angle there. It's so strange. It's going to be hard to decorate past this, I think. Unless I can use a different object that makes more sense and just do a pillar. Oh! This lava object looks quite nice if I crank the brightness here. It's kind of the wrong color at the moment, but we can make it work. Let's just turn that down to a color that's a bit better here. And we can probably add glow on top of that, yeah. Should be as simple as just putting glow. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work, actually. Can I put blending on top? No, it's not going to be possible. Wait, is it? That actually kind of works. It's just a very strange detail to have, you know what I mean? It's just like, why is the random lava? Whoa. Okay, we cannot have the scaling effect on those because the variance just breaks them. Is this thing weird? I feel like it is, you know? Just remember how many portals I've got to use it for. Well, I don't have to use it, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's gonna look a bit odd after a while, surely. We'll just see if it gets tired. I'm gonna use it for now. That looks so weird. They're so close to each other. Oh, dude, I'm gonna have to do so much tweaking like this. And then some some of them are vertical. I had a decent idea. It's not the worst idea I've ever had, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's salvageable. But literally, how do I get it to work for other portals that are vertical? Do I just make a different detail, or do I make like a really skinny version that is like 99% chance gonna look terrible? Okay, let's just try it. Let's just try it. We're gonna take this object and its stupid glow piece. I should have just given up on this when I couldn't get the color right, but anyway. This, for example. Oh, that's got an orb in it. That doesn't count. Oh, that also has an orb in it. Oh, okay, we're getting saved a little bit. Remind me to do that later. This, oh my gosh. Oh, it's just not the one, is it? Like, I can pretend all I want that I can make this work, but I really can't. Like, look at this thing. I feel like my best option, without selecting that orb that I just selected by accident, is to try and use this pillar like that and put like literally anything in between. Like, I'm desperate at this point. Just put black and black pixel object like right on top. So it kind of like houses this. Can't shape this right, unfortunately, but it actually could work. I'm not even gonna lie. Ew. No, 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 no. Detail. Also a big no. I mean, if I put it subtle, then it's kind of okay, but it also just comes across as, yeah, I couldn't think of anything, so here you go. What layer is that on? B1? We can probably push that back a bit. And let the glow overlap. Hold on. No, let's not do that. It looks ugly. But then I can overlap glow on the middle like this, maybe? That's too bright. It's just too bright. Dude, this is impossible. Does that look okay? I feel like it just looks bad. But I could use this with a special little movement that is suited to the portal. I'm going to do it. I've linked this object together. I'm going to use group number 40. And we're going to add like this little dynamic movement. Oh my gosh. Some of the portals are different sizes. So I'm going to have to... I hate doing that. And that one's tiny. Are you kidding me? Luckily, everything is layered like fine. Otherwise, this would be terrible. Wait, has it? I feel like that's on top of the block. Is this dumb? I feel like that's gonna break the gameplay. I don't know. That's surely fine. Surely. For this one, I am going to select the entire structure and give that 40. This is terrifying. I'm like actually gonna break the level if this doesn't work because this planned movement is kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie. Let's make sure all of these portals are on 40. They are. We do a movement. Oh my gosh. This sea of area move triggers is actually disgusting. Everyone's gonna say I'm getting like hard carried by them. Do a massive movement here. I know, it's kind of crazy, but I have this vision where I'm going to move closer to these pillars and they're going to shift really far up or down the screen into place for me to hit. Oh no. You see how it moves up? We can do more. We can do more. And we can also decrease the length. Aha, I'm cooking now. Let's just do like a, you know what? I'm going all the way up to 100 variants. It could go up, it could go down, but it's going to move into place. It didn't? Dude, it must have picked like 0. Do it again. Do it again with a cool number. Pretty please. You see? I like that idea, but it's too risky, right? Surely it's too risky. Let's just guarantee a movement of 60 and we could do plus or minus 20. So it's like between 40 and 80. But that means it's always going to come from the ceiling or the ground. The ground. Okay, the ceiling's better. Ugh! Okay, but yeah, now I have to go through and add all of these portals as area parents and then group them individually to their giant little shafts that are just moving up or down. Like, are we serious? Just for one effect that is probably going to look mid. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna move some of them. This one can stay down. This one can go from up, I think. Wait, I'm confused, dude, I'm confused. Okay, so group 40 is the one that's moving them from the ceiling down, correct? I think this one can go from the bottom, so I'm gonna use group 41 for that. This one can go down up as well, so let's make this 41 instead of 40. This one can go from up just because I haven't done 40 in a while. And then this one can also go from the bottom, so we can use 41 for this. And I simply just create another area move that has this flipped for number 41. So now we should have portals on little pillars just because they're the only vertical ones in the entire part. Some of them go from the top and some of them go from the... Dude, the length sucks. Man, I thought I was onto something. My gosh. Wait, maybe I keep the length, but I put exponential because that completes the movement faster, I think. I hope. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I gotta make saw blade. That That actually kind of looks sick though, no? I kind of like it. It just needs a little bit more time to cook and then it's actually fine. Okay, we need to do saw blades. How does one do that? I was going to connect them to the portals and the orbs. So here's my plan. I'm going to unlink and then I'm going to select one of these objects. I don't know why I did that because I need to make an entirely new particle, but whatever, dude. We're using the same template. I guess it's the same object and the same sizes and stuff. I just want these to be like super far out. We need more particles in the strip. Those are ginormous. Oh my gosh. I want a strip of them. And then their sizes should be very varied, I think. Okay, how do I spread them out more? Like, how do I make sure the gaps are filled? Do I just use like a billion? No. That's better. That's more what I'm thinking of. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of. I don't think this one is going to be able to connect anywhere, but I can use this object like so, just to put like a string of particles onto the... It looks so bad. It looks so bad. Triangle. It still looks awful. I mean, I can still try it. It's a cute idea, I think, but it's just so inconsistent. Wait, that had a movement on it, didn't it? Yes, it did. I keep copying objects that have moving groups and then wondering why they move. Okay, let's try this again. No, it's terrible. I'm genuinely better off using this particle and strips just over the top of some of the orbs and then setting them on a tiny little fade in, fade out because I don't know. It's just not the vibe for a piece of decoration in my opinion. So I'm just going to fade it on a short length just as we go past. So you get like a fancy little dance of particles as you some of the orb. That looks terrible. Please be better this time. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. I want to ask, can I just toggle this on and will the particles appear from the center? So if I have it toggled and I toggle it on with 42, I wish it went from the center though. Maybe I can like rewire this particle to not have any variance, but then it shoots like really far in a direction. Whoa, that looks sick, but that's not what I want. The angle should be in a straight... Yeah, okay. If I just do that, and then I just flip it around. Yo, is that how it works? Because that would be awesome. It's like a big flurry of particles as soon as I pass through. Okay, it doesn't have like the oomph that I was expecting. It kind of just copies the other blocks too. That's an idea that I'm going to keep for another part if I can execute it better. But yeah, I think I'm cooked for this video. I think I'm just going to end it here. This is what I got done. I did a lot with the portals and stuff. I might do a couple of extra movements, but I'm trying to keep things simple because I really don't want this to be really difficult to sight read. And I feel like it's already getting to that stage. I think I just saw the background break. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, you know what? The top side of the background is moving to the right. So obviously if I just put a start pause like here and then pause, it's going to be off screen on the top right. Yo, I didn't even think of that until right now. So am I going to have to extend this background over to the left? I mean, that works, but there's so much wastage. I mean, how many objects was that? 630. That's quite a lot, no? I didn't layer it, so I'm kind of cooked. Let's just see if I can get a smooth playthrough. I really like where this is going. I might add a few hue changes next episode if you guys think I should take it off like the red and blurple thing. I think it's blue. I don't know if it's blue or purple. I'm not gonna lie, I'm too colorblind for that. But yeah, this is looking pretty decent. I think I can make this part look good by the end of the next episode, like totally decorated, because we gotta add more foreground and stuff. I'm excited to do that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this Geometry Dash building an Extreme Demon video. Check the links in the description, leave a like and subscribe, and have a good day.